And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with the Game Boy Geek.
Hello there, my friends. It's the Game Boy Geek here. Today, we're going to put on some masks and hide ourselves from our opponents and trying to bluff our way to victory. Looking at a sort of a hidden character bluffing party game from Repo's production, also here in the USA by Asmodee, called Mascarade. So it's from 2 to 13 players, ages 10 and up, takes about 30 minutes to play. Paranoia, flipping cards, trading cards, not knowing who you are. Sounds like fun. Let's check it out and I'll show you how it's played. Here we have Masquerade set up with 6 players. Now, depending on the number of players, will tell you which characters you bring out each game. So depending on the number of players, it's always going to be sort of a different amount of characters and different types of characters. Now, how the game works is each person starts with $6 and a character that's all face up. There's a courthouse in the middle, and then there's some money off to the side. Now, the winner is the first one to get $13. And how it works is after everyone has seen everybody's card, now check it out, we have the queen, the king, the judge, the witch, the cheat, and the bishop. Once everybody has seen everybody else's cards, everybody flips their cards over so that nobody can see them. And then we randomly start a person. To start it, let's just say it's this guy. In the first 4 turns, what happens is everybody has to swap cards. So let's say it's the king's turn. And so what he does is he has to pick one person, take their card, and either put it under the table or behind his back, and either swap them or not. Now, he knows if he swapped them or not, but nobody else in the game knows. And it's funny because sometimes when you think you know what you're doing behind your back, you screw up and you don't know if you've swapped it or not. So let's say he possibly swapped it or not. Then it's this person's turn. They're going to do the same thing. They're going to go over here and they're going to swap it or not behind their backs or under the table. And then it's this person's turn and he's going to swap or not with this person. They'll know what they're doing. And then the 4th person, maybe they swap with this guy or not. And this happens under the table or behind his back so nobody knows but then. Now the 5th turn starts sort of the real game where this person can do one of 3 things. They can either swap with someone just how you saw everyone else do, or they can claim to be somebody. Now when they claim to be somebody, they don't have to be that person. This person could say, I'm the judge. And then going around in a circle here, each person gets a chance to say, no, I'm the judge. So if this person says it, I'm the judge. Then we have one person contesting it. More than one can contest it. Maybe this person also says, I'm the judge. And these guys don't say anything. So this person said, I'm the judge. These 2 also said, hey, no, I'm the judge. The 3 people that are sort of battling for the judge flips their card up. And this guy is the judge. So the people that said they were the judge but were not have to pay 1 gold to the courthouse. Now the judge gets to take all the money that's in the courthouse. And so he gets to do his ability because that's his ability and he takes that money. So now these cards get turned back over and now everybody knows it. This person's the bishop and this person is the judge. And we knew that this person was the king. Now, since it's this person's turn and his card was just revealed, he must swap. So he'll take this, and maybe he swaps it with who used to be the judge. And then it's the next player's turn, and this player might say, I'm the queen, or I'm the thief, or anything like that. And so this goes on and on, all the way around. And so swapping these kind of adds some sort of paranoia to it. The third action you can do, we talked about swapping cards, we talked about claiming your power, and the third thing you could do is you could look secretly at your card. So we could look secretly at our card, nobody else would see this, we're the queen, this person right here. Now, it's this person's turn, and maybe he says, because of all the swapping, he's not sure who he is. He's like, I'm the queen. And this person goes, nope, 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 and you go, I'm the queen, and then you both flip. And you go, oh, this person would pay $1, and this person would get the ability of the queen, which is get $2 from the bank, and then these would get flipped over. Now, if this person had said, I'm the witch, and nobody else contested it, this person would get to do the witch's ability without revealing their card. So if you call that you're somebody and nobody calls you on it, you get to do that ability and nobody knows, sometimes including even yourself, whether you really are this or not. The witch gets to change money with anybody. So if I claim the witch and nobody else says anything, well, the witch gets all the money from this person. Boom. So it's a really interesting thing how between swapping cards and looking who you are and thinking who you are and maybe not knowing who you are and claiming who you think you are, claiming who you know you are, it just gets really crazy party and watching your card sort of float around. And sort of this continues the whole time until the first person gets $13. Now let's check and look at the rest of the characters. Each player gets one of these player aids in front of them so they can see what all the actions are. So for the ones that we don't know, is the spy looks at their card and another, then swaps them or not. So he gets to see if he wants to swap with somebody else. The bishop gets to take 2 gold coins from the richest of all the other players. We already talked about the judge. The thief takes 1 gold from both adjacent players. We talked about the king and the queen get to take 3 and 2 coins from the bank, respectively. The witch, we saw swaps. The peasants. There's 2 peasants in the game. The peasant receives 1 gold, but if 2 peasants are revealed, then each of them reveal 2. So those guys kind of work together. It's actually really interesting to watch that happen. The fool gets 1 coin and swaps or not 2 cards other than their own. And that always screws everybody up because you think you know who you are, and then the fool ends up going around screwing everybody's cards up. The cheat wins the game if they have 10 coins. The widow receives coins from the bank until they have a total of 10. And the inquisitor points at another player who must guess who their character is or give the inquisitor 4 coins. Now let's take a look at the artwork on this. Now the artwork on these cards are just gorgeous. And they're about the same size cards as the Dixit cards. So that we get the bishop, the king, and just the detail is great. The artwork is great. And on each card it kind of gives you a symbol of what each of the symbols do. Look at the witch card. It's just really good artwork. It's the swap money. And it's really good because they're kind of large cards. They feel good in your hands, just like those beautiful Dixit cards do from Asmodee. And the judge and the queen. It's just really colorful, really great artwork. The thief, really thematic. The spy, and the cards are really gorgeous. Inquisitor, the fool, the widow, peasant, and the beggar. So, that is how you play Mascarade. Alright, well there's Mascarade. I played this first at Gen Con 2013, and I was pleasantly surprised at how fun this was. I've played it a bunch of times, mostly with sort of medium to large size groups, a couple times with small size groups. It's such a good game. It's a good, fun party game. People are going to be laughing and having a good time. It always invokes some sort of good social awareness thing going on. I love the fact that when you're playing the game and the paranoia starts up, everybody can see everybody at the beginning, and the first 4 moves, everything gets swapped out, and you're like, okay, you're trying to keep something straight. And then I love it sometimes where people think they know who they are, and you're not sure if they're bluffing or not, but they're like, I'm the king. And, it goes around, maybe somebody else says, I'm the king. And then they flip it over like, haha, and they're like, oh, I'm the queen? How did I get to be the queen? And then everybody laughs at them. It's really fun that way. Or sometimes at the beginning, when you first start to play the game, and you take the card and you put them behind your back, and you're like, oh crap, I forget which one's which. And you put them down, and you can't look at it, right? And the next time you're like, I'm the thief, I think. And it's like you never quite know who you are sometimes. That's always fun. With the larger group, it does get kind of crazy because there's so many more characters. I love how the characters get added as more people come in. And it does get kind of crazy because there's no way you can keep tabs on everything unless you have a photographic memory. So, usually you just try to keep track of yourself and maybe your 2 neighbors, and then maybe your favorite powerful card like the witch that can kind of swap money with anybody. So you just keep your eyes on 2 or 3 things, including yourself, even if there's a ton of people. And the memory element's not too bad. I was afraid that the memory element was going to be too heavy in this game, so that a lot of people that don't like memory elements would be cut off from it. But even in the bigger games, you just focus on 1 or 2 things and you're fine. You'll still have a blast. It's a good light party game. People will laugh. I love it. It's good fun. I was pleasantly surprised. It's one of my biggest hits from Gen Con 2013. If you like hidden roll, if you like deduction, if you like laughing and trying to figure out who people are, you got to check this out. It's a lot of fun for parties.
So much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.